Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Cup Council. How are we all? Hopefully, all of you are having a fantastic day wherever we are around the world. And welcome back to yet another Liverpool news episode. Obviously a bit different. We're going to be taking a look at the Premier League fixtures. Of course, they did get confirmed this morning. Around 9 p.m. Which I think the official time was 9 p.m. Everybody kind of knew around 8 p.m. What the fixtures were, but still. Again, we'll take a quick look at next season's fixtures, of course, get your guys' thoughts on it, and get your guys' opinions on the fixture list, again, and just look at it as a more general, as a general sense of things. Where I think, look, yes, it's quite easy. We could turn around and go, yeah, play each other twice, move on. But I think with certain games that comes up, I do think, again, Champions League is huge in certain scenarios as well. And look, we're going to be without Mohamed Salah for at least 6 games going into the new year, of course. So that will be huge for Liverpool in terms of the title race, of course. But again, let me know how all of you are as well. Go away, Ricky. I honestly, your head is shining. Anyway, but honestly, I say it's Reds alive. It's just Ricky being annoying as per usual. Anyway, but what else do we have? Big up John saying, "Hi, Con, tough start and finish, but still very confident in our team and squad." Yeah, absolutely. And look, we will take a quick look at the fixture list, and look, we haven't got the hardest round of fixtures to begin with. I don't think. I think looking at Arsenal, Man United, them two definitely have been given the hardest fixtures, going into it. But look, like it is that same thing of, again, they do play each other, twice every season. But the only other problem to it is with Manchester United, they've only got the Premier League, really. They've got the league, they've got the Carabao Cup and FA Cup, no European football for them, unlike Arsenal, who do have Champions League coming up as well. And I think for everyone, it's going to be a very interesting season anyway. But how are the lads? Big up Geordie. Hopefully doing well, mate, as well. We will be taking Alexander Isak off you. Thank you very much, Geordie. But how are we, lad? Hopefully doing well. As Rick says, Isak, eyes emoji. Actually, question for Geordie. Do you think that will happen on a Newcastle point of view? Because look, I've not seen many Geordie reactions to the whole Isak and Liverpool stuff, but yeah, I'd be very intrigued to know your thoughts, Geordie, as well. Give us 300 mil and take Isak as well. Well, I'll give you 100 mil. I'm not giving you any more, really, but we'll have to wait and see. It's happening. So you and the fucking rest say, and don't say, Ben Jacobs. Again, I know Ben Jacobs did just say that, again, Liverpool are very interested and keen on Alexander Isak, but until I hear bids walking in the door, again, I'm being very down to earth on it, really. But again, we can release Gordon as well. Do you not like Anthony Gordon? I think I remember when we were linked with Gordon, you were talking about it, but no, not at the minute. Geordie, he's not going anywhere. It looks like he will stay for the 2 years of his contract and then leave. So we'll have to wait and see what happens. But again, I think he stays for at least 1 more year and then he'll end up leaving. If not next year, it'll be the year after anyway. But going on to the fixture list then for Liverpool. Now, like everybody has said, it is a very good start for Liverpool in terms of opponents, in terms of, again, quality that we will be playing against. Of course, Bournemouth at the first game of the season, obviously Friday night, kickstarting the Premier League season, which, of course, Liverpool, the last time we did that, of course, we played Norwich, and then we ended up winning the Premier League. So, look, if we can go back to back on that conspiracy theory, then look, I'll be more than happy. Anyway, at least. Of course, Newcastle United then away from home. Arsenal, Newcastle away, Arsenal at home then for our second fixture, which again, that will be huge for the title race. Burnley away, Everton at home, and Crystal Palace away, being Liverpool's first 6 fixtures of the season. And looking at them, look, it's there isn't no easy game in the Premier League anymore, which like I think everybody realizes that and obviously understands that now. But personally, I look at it and go, look, Liverpool could have gotten so much worse off of this. I mean, we could have done. Absolutely, we could have done. In terms of, I think, away fixtures. I think, again, Newcastle away isn't great, but, we've done that before. Having Arsenal at home. Arsenal's record at Anfield is terrible. With, I think, their one win in so many years was pretty much 2012, was it 2013 or 2012? I think it definitely was that they beat us at Anfield last. And again, it's not only that, Burnley away, obviously them got a newly promoted team. That's a very interesting one. And seeing how, of course, Scott Parker does second time round in the Premier League as a manager. Everton at home, Merseyside derby, very close to the start of the season, which is a bit mad. We haven't had that in a couple of seasons. Their Merseyside derby has been so close to the start of the Premier League. But I think the one and a couple of things that are interesting in this list is, of course, the one being you look at Arsenal in the away fixture on the 7th of January. That is when Mo Salah is gone. Of course, Mo Salah, I think, will be gone. I think after the Wolves game. So he'll miss Leeds at home, Fulham away, Arsenal away, Burnley at home, and potentially Bournemouth away. He could be back for Newcastle at home as well. So that's going to be huge in itself. And I think that they're the fixtures that I look at personally and go, apart from Arsenal, I know we lost to Fulham last season, but they are favourable fixtures to kind of not have Mohamed Salah around. Of course, the only downside to this, of course, is I think also Mo misses a Champions League game as well involved in this. So hopefully Liverpool will be qualified for the top, for the top 8 with games to spare. That's hopefully the dream. But realistically, I think Liverpool should be fine. One thing I think that's another thing that's interesting is the fact we don't have any Boxing Day fixtures. Everybody, I think, seen this morning when the whole fixture list came out, and everyone straight away was like, "There's no Boxing Day fixtures. What's going on? Is this a mishap? By the Premier League?" Now, the Premier League had to come out with a statement this morning regarding it, saying that it's for player welfare. Which I think it's kind of funny, realistically, when you're having teams fly out to Dubai. If they don't have, of course, an FA Cup fixture, they will fly out to Dubai and have, warm weather training halfway through the season, which I think is quite hilarious when they talk about welfare in football. But yeah, I think that one is an interesting one, of course. And like somebody said earlier in the chat, the run-in for Liverpool from March onwards, again, Wolves away, Tottenham at home, Brighton away, Fulham at home, Everton away, Crystal Palace at home, Manchester United away, Chelsea at home, Villa away, and then Brentford at home. So again, Liverpool have got a very, very tough last few games. And again, Man United away. We all know how bad Man United have been over the years. But again, if it does come down to the crunch, that game is vital for Liverpool in terms of a title race. Look, we know Manchester United will have their best game of the season against us. And looking at that fixture list, again, Everton away, Palace at home, United away, especially Liverpool are going late into the Champions League as well. That's a very, very tough run-in for us. Of course, obviously, Man City games. I think we play City away from home first on the on the 8th of November, and then we play at home on the 7th of February as well for you guys. But look, I think it's a very I would much rather play big teams first. I don't know about you guys, like with that, but also the running. I hate having Man United away from home. I would much rather have had that game, in October. I would have much rather have had that away to Old Trafford and having Man United at home later on in the season. Personally, I would have much preferred that. But again, that's just me and my thought process, at least anyway. But again, let me know your guys' thoughts down in the comments. But Big up Geordie saying, I mean, for PSR issues, we have to sell a player or two as well. Do you really? Well, maybe this is why Liverpool are smelling the blood of Alexander Isak at the moment. But second game, we will meet as well. Yeah, of course. And look, it could be, Alexander Isak going away to his former team. But Isak smashing goals in against you, Geordie, as well as Mark. Yeah, it'd be a bit weird, wouldn't it? But again, can Liverpool match that bid or do something crazy by smashing the record again for Alexander Isak? Ooh, I don't know. Just ask a couple of Red Sox fans. I think that will piss them off even more than what they already are at the moment. Anyway, but winning the league at Old Trafford would be nice. Yeah, I didn't really think about that. Imagine that Liverpool confirmed the title, winning and overtaking Manchester United and winning number 21 at Old Trafford. Oh, the story, the storytelling in that was just too good, really. But to take over them at 21, the whole stadium would have a meltdown. Well, it's two ways it would happen, in my opinion. One, you would have you'd have Liverpool are going to have United beating the first half, so all the United fans leave pretty early, or it's going to be a very, very tough game and we do win, and then that's the story of overtaking them, and the whole stadium goes absolutely apeshit. But like in the end of the run of the season, same. It's pretty favourable, more than anything, at least anyway. But no Arsenal City in the last few months of the season. No, I think obviously looking at the fixture list, the last game we've got against either one is, what would it be? On the 7th of February. That's the last game we play against Manchester City, which is at home. Of course, we play Arsenal before that as well, and of course then City. But yeah, I'd say the hardest games, certainly in the run-in, I would say Everton away, because Merseyside derbies, doesn't matter if you're banging form or whatever, they're always difficult. Again, United away will be difficult because, likewise, it being a derby. And as well, if Liverpool are, going on to win the Premier League title again, you turn around and go, yeah, look, that's something that they would turn around and go on to obviously fight Liverpool for. Anyway, but big up Heroes was in what I missed. Well, apart from the fixtures, you missed Ben Jacobs saying that Liverpool are going to push for Alexander Isak, or pretty much inkling in that Liverpool are going to try and sign Alexander Isak this summer. So again, it'd be interesting. But hello, Ryan, as well, saying stop Hughes winning the league on the 18th of April at the Hill Dickinson Stadium. Jesus Christ. Imagine being named Hill Dickinson. Jesus Christ. But yeah, hello, Ryan. Hope you're doing well. But United just hoping to score more than they let in. Well, I'm not going to get the fixtures up for Arsenal or Man United, but of course, them two have the hardest fixtures coming up for the start of the league. And I wouldn't necessarily say for Arsenal, because again, if looking at the fixture list, and if Arteta has so many points after so many games, with Amorim, I think it's completely different. I think if Amorim has an awful start in terms of not getting, again, the performances could be okay, they could be sound, but I think just the way this United board is, I think if Man United have a terrible run of games, then well, not to run a games. If they have a terrible amount of points at a certain point, I wouldn't be surprised if Amrim was to get sacked at one point in the season. But yeah, I think it's going to be a very interesting, I think, start of the season. Where, like I said, I think United, I think obviously Amrim will be frightened for his job. I even think, like I said, I don't think it, but if Arsenal don't get the necessary points that, at one point you look at it and go, oh, they are, let's say, 10 points behind Liverpool, or they're 10 points behind Manchester City, and people are starting to go straight away like, oh, they're not gonna catch that. If it's so early on in the season, what is stopping Arsenal from then having the conversation around sacking Arteta? Because if he doesn't then go on and win a trophy again, you're then in the same point of like, well, oh, it was the fixture list that was awful for us. Like, no, like at the end of the day, like if Arsenal are top of the league after this group of games, if you're an Arsenal fan, you're thinking, look, we could go on and do something special this season. But if they're not, if they're miles apart from Liverpool and Manchester City, which they could end up being, I do think they will start to think about sacking Arteta at some point anyway. But paying us good money could be called much worse. Can't say on here as well. No, you can't. But yeah, you could definitely be called worse. But the big clubs just need silverware to stop sackings. Yeah, absolutely. Well, we say this. Spurs did end up sacking Ange Postecoglou because he won them the Europa League. Of course, I know Spurs had a terrible season, but still, on paper, they sacked their only winning manager for the last, 17 plus years, and sacked him straight. 2 weeks after the Europa League final. So, look, at the end of the day, the only thing you can look at it and go, oh, with certain teams, not winning silverware isn't everything for their club, at least anyway. But look, I think for Liverpool, again, I think the fixtures are favourable. The one thing that is kind of not so good is the fact that we do play, like talking about Champions League, looking at certain individual fixture list. Again, obviously with the Champions League being extended, of course, if Liverpool are not in the top 8, again, there's some question marks of whether or not Mo Salah will be around for these types of games as well, due to AFCON. And also, I think the first Champions League game is in between Crystal Palace away and Chelsea away. So hopefully that Champions League fixture is very favourable for Liverpool, because if we're playing a top European club in the middle of that, it's going to be difficult. But yeah, again, I'm fully confident for this season ahead. And look, I think Liverpool will be retaining that Premier League title right there and winning number 21 at Old Trafford as well. Because now Scouse has put that in my mind, I think that's 100% what's going to happen this season as well, which again, I absolutely love anyway. But so who will it be? Isak, Osimhen, or Alvarez? It will be one of them. Yes, it will definitely not be Victor Osimhen. I can tell you that. But yeah, I think I said it yesterday. For me, it's going to be between Alexander Isak and Hugo Ekitike. Liverpool have profiled the two of them. Liverpool have quite clearly made it apparent that Alexander Isak is plan A, Hugo Ekitike is plan B. And yeah, Liverpool will try to sign at least one of them this summer, at least anyway. But yeah, I think if you want me to rank them, it's Isak, Alvarez, then Isak, Alvarez, then Osimhen, for me personally anyway. But yeah, be interesting anyway. But Osimhen at least favourite as well. Yeah, absolutely. Remember Roy Hodgson as manager? Every now and again, I see his face pop up in my head. What a dark time that was. As Roy Hodgson as Liverpool manager. Remember we were 7 games in or 8 games in, and he was like, Liverpool are not too big to be in a relegation battle. I'm like, what? Like growing up as a kid, it's like what are you talking about? Like Like 2 seasons ago, we were literally fighting for a Premier League title, and now you're talking about being relegated. Like, Jesus Christ. But thank God it never got that bad. Anyway, unlike Manchester United, who, again, is there the possibility they get relegated this season? I'm just saying, put money on it. But big up Daz as well, saying big up Con. Who will be co-captain next season, do you think? Vice captain will be Mohamed Salah. That's who's going to be vice. I think, obviously, if Robbo was staying and he was going to be more of a first-team player, I think it would have been Robbo. But I think it will be Mohamed Salah. I think the captaincy group goes as follows: as obviously Virgil van Dijk, Mo Salah, and then Alisson. I think they're the three, really, of course. But again, there will be new people coming into the bracket. Obviously, McAllister, Canate if he stays at the football club. Who else? I'm just trying to think. Luis Diaz, Cody Gakpo as well. They could be talked about. But yeah, I think if anyone's going to be Maka, as Marcus said there, Mac would be a good vice captain. Yeah, I think he would do as well. But I think in order it would be Virgil, Mo, and then Ali. I think they are the three, at least anyway. But look, let me know your guys' thoughts anyway down in the comments down below. Of course, very intrigued to know your guys' thoughts on the fixture list down below. Who do you think has the hardest fixtures? I think for me personally, looking at it, I do think Arsenal and Man United on paper at least have the hardest fixtures. I think again Liverpool are not far behind as well, with having Newcastle, Chelsea, in the early games of the Premier League, and also Arsenal as well. But look, let me know your guys' thoughts down below. We might be back later on talking about Alexander Isak. Of course, if there is any other news, we'll be live a bit later on for it. Of course, I wanted to obviously talk about the Premier League fixtures because we couldn't do it this morning. But yeah, it's again, what are we like 40 odd days away from the Premier League starting again, or 30 odd days now as well. So it will be back. Again, the Reds are back in 2-3 weeks for pre-season. So yeah, it's going to be coming around thick and fast, and hopefully we'll have some positive news on Florian Wirtz as well in the next 24 to 48 hours in terms of him getting his contract signed, getting his medical done as well anyway. But look, hopefully you guys have a good rest of your nights anyway if I don't go back live, because of course I know that obviously a certain Rat is playing for Real Madrid right now, of course. Yes, thank you, Daz. Yeah, no, he is playing for Real Madrid. Absolute rat. But yeah, I think they're playing. Is it Al Hilal? I think right now. So again, I was there. People will be watching that a bit later on, of course. Anyway, but look, if you guys don't see me after, you'll see me tomorrow anyway, because we will do a show tomorrow, at least for you guys anyway. But yeah, hopefully you guys have a good rest of your nights. I've been Connor from the Cop Council. I'll see you guys a bit later on. Ta-ra.